Assessment feedback is a crucial part of university life, but for many first-year students it can be an emotional roller coaster. This video explores the emotional impact of assessment feedback on first-year undergraduates, drawing on recent research from two UK universities. We'll look at why feedback can be so powerful, how it shapes students' confidence and motivation, and what can be done to support students through these challenging moments. Let's begin by understanding the context and significance of feedback in higher education. Feedback is more than just a grade or a few comments, it's a key part of the learning process. For first-year students, feedback is often their first real taste of academic expectations at university. It can validate their hard work or conversely shake their confidence. Research shows that feedback can influence a student's sense of self-worth, motivation, and even their decision to continue at university. Understanding why feedback matters is the first step in appreciating its emotional impact. Study focused on 20 first-year education students from two UK universities. All participants were white females, mostly UK citizens, and they volunteered to share their experiences. The research used in-depth interviews to capture the emotional responses students had to their first summative assessment feedback. By listening to their stories, the study aimed to uncover the real impact of feedback on students' emotions and academic journey. Findings were striking. 90% of students reported an emotional reaction to their first feedback, and for 83% of them the effect was negative. Students described feeling upset, demotivated, and even considered leaving university. Only a small minority felt positive, usually when their grade was higher than expected. These emotional responses highlight just how powerful feedback can be, especially when it doesn't meet students' expectations. Major source of negative emotion was the gap between students' grade expectations and the actual grades received. Many students expected higher marks, especially after putting in significant time and effort. When the grade fell short, disappointment and self-doubt quickly followed. This mismatch between effort and outcome left students questioning their abilities and in some cases their place at university. Students shared powerful stories about how feedback affected them. One student recalled crying after receiving a disappointing grade and negative comments, feeling her confidence was shattered. Another described feeling devastated when told her work was almost fit for purpose, despite investing a lot of time. These personal accounts reveal the deep emotional toll feedback can take, especially when it feels harsh or unexpected. Some students, the emotional impact of feedback was so severe that they considered quitting university altogether. One participant described feeling overwhelmed and even seeking counseling after her first assignment. The combination of a lower than expected grade and negative feedback left her feeling lost and unsupported. This highlights the critical need for sensitive and constructive feedback, especially for students new to university life. How students see themselves as learners plays a big role in how they react to feedback. If a student believes they're capable and hardworking, negative feedback can feel like a personal attack. Even when grades were acceptable, harsh comments about spelling, grammar, or referencing left students feeling inadequate and discouraged. This shows that feedback doesn't just assess work, it can shape a student's academic identity. Many students believed that the amount of time and effort they put into their assignments should be reflected in their grades. When this wasn't the case, frustration and confusion followed. Some felt their hard work went unnoticed, especially when peers who spent less time received better marks. This misunderstanding about how work is assessed can lead to feelings of unfairness and resentment. Both universities in the study assignments were marked anonymously. This means assessors couldn't know how much effort each student put in. While anonymous marking helps reduce bias, it also means that feedback can't be personalized based on a student's journey or struggles. This can make feedback feel impersonal and at times disconnected from the student's experience. Receiving feedback is more than just reading comments, it's a complex social interaction. Power dynamics, identity, and emotion all come into play. Students may interpret feedback as personal criticism, especially when it comes from someone in a position of authority. This complexity means that educators need to be mindful of how their words might be received and the potential emotional impact. Assessment literacy refers to students' understanding of how assessment and feedback work. Many first-year students lack this knowledge, leading to unrealistic expectations and emotional reactions. By developing assessment literacy, students can better interpret feedback, understand grading criteria, and use feedback to improve. This is a key step in reducing negative emotional responses. Major issue highlighted in the research is the blending of formative and summative feedback. Formative feedback is meant to help students improve, while summative feedback is about grading performance. When both are given together, students may focus only on the grade and overlook valuable advice. Separating these two types of feedback could help students engage more positively and productively. Positive feedback can boost confidence and motivation, helping students feel capable and valued. However, the research found that when students received high grades, they often ignored the written feedback, assuming there was nothing to improve. This suggests that feedback needs to be both encouraging and constructive, guiding students to continue developing their skills even when they do well. Educators face a tough challenge, providing feedback that is honest, constructive, and supportive, while also being mindful of students' emotional responses. They often don't know students' backgrounds or how feedback will be interpreted. The research suggests that more formative feedback and clearer communication about assessment criteria can help bridge this gap and support students more effectively. One solution is to help students become more feedback literate. This means teaching them how to interpret feedback, understand grading standards, and use comments to improve. Activities like reviewing exemplars of high-quality work and discussing feedback openly can build these skills. When students know what to expect and how to respond, negative emotions are less likely to take over. Structured mentoring and coaching can help students manage their emotional reactions to feedback. By providing a safe space to discuss feelings and strategies, mentors can guide students through setbacks and help them develop resilience. This approach not only supports academic progress but also promotes mental well-being. Research calls for a re-examination of how assessment and feedback are delivered. Separating grades from developmental feedback, increasing formative feedback opportunities, and reviewing anonymous marking practices could all help reduce negative emotional impacts. These changes require institutional commitment, but could make a significant difference in student experience and retention. Supporting students through the emotional challenges of feedback is essential for their academic success and well-being. Educators, institutions, and students themselves all have a role to play. By fostering a culture of constructive feedback, open communication, and emotional support, universities can help students thrive and persist through difficulties. This study focused on first-year education students, but future research could expand to include students from diverse backgrounds, disciplines, and year groups. Understanding how emotional reactions to feedback evolve over time and what support is most effective will be key to improving the university experience for all students. Summary: assessment feedback can have a profound emotional impact on first-year students, influencing their confidence, motivation, and even their decision to stay at university. By understanding these effects and working to improve feedback practices, educators can help students navigate challenges and build resilience. Ultimately, better feedback leads to better learning and a more positive university experience.